Hi everyone, this is Joanna. Welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Today I'm making a pendant for a green brown blouse that I have, and I think this one is going to fit it so well. And I do make a lot of my jewelry for specific clothes that I have. And I wonder, do you guys do that as well? I think that this way you will wear your jewelry more, and that's what you want to do. You want to show it off because it's a little piece of art. You know what I mean? With that being said, let me show you how I made today's pendant. So for the clay, I'm using green leaf Sculpey and also suede and white. And in order to create an ombre effect, which you will see that I'm doing in the video, I am mixing some brown into some of the green. Then I have the green, and then I have some green and white, and then I have green and more white. So what I'm doing is I'm just gonna mix all this clay so you can see that we're getting a little ombre going here, which is really cool. So I'm going to start off by chopping it all up, but I'm going to be keeping all the colors separate. So I'm not mixing anything. I want to keep those little pieces separate in their little piles. I know that a lot of times we mix all the little choppy in a choppy style, but not today. Today I'm just going to take some plain white acrylic clay and I'm going to mix it into all my little piles. Again, I'm keeping all the piles separate. And if you need to add more acrylic paint, go for it. Make sure that it's nicely covered. Now, some people do this technique and use it and don't let it dry. I allowed my pieces to dry. So honestly, I think I went to work, so I did not finish this pendant till the afternoon. So all the pieces, the white acrylic paint was actually dried on top. And I have never really done it any other way. I just have seen people do it with wet paint. So there you have it. Now my paint is dry, and please do not ask me why I am wearing only one glove. But the first pile was just brown. Now you can see I reached out to my bottom pile, which was the darkest green, and I added a little bit on top of my brown pile. That's because I do not want to have those definite lines going in between the different colors. So now I'm going to add the rest of the dark green, and then I'm reaching for the little bit lighter green, and I'm like kind of mixing it on top with my dark green, and then I'm adding more of the light green, and then I go in and I mix and I add a couple of pieces of the lighter green to mix in on top, and so on and so forth. So basically you will not see definite lines in between the colors, and I will specifically show you guys that. So now that all my pieces are together, you just want to give them a nice squish. You want to make sure that all the air bubbles are out of the clay. And now it's slicing time. At first I tried it this way, and as you can see, it really didn't work for me. So the laying down technique is much nicer. We're just gonna make slices just like that, and look how neat they are coming out. And I rolled out some scrap clay also in the brown, with the brown and the green, so that's gonna be my background. And now I'm just going to use my X-Acto knife and cut out the shape, and I'm doing all freehand today. It's gonna be fun. I sometimes I do feel like I want to do freehand, and other times it's like no. But this one was a fun one, easy one, so all I'm just shaping it freehand. Once they are nicely shaped, I am throwing them in the oven. And when they are out, I'm going to use, you can use just a regular, this is just a sand block that I have from a Dollar Tree, but any sandpaper will work. I'm just trying to finish off the edges, make sure that they are not very rough, and if you have any surface unevenness, you can take care of that as well. Although you don't want to go on the surface too much, because then you're going to be really changing the design of your pendant. But on the edges, no problem. This is just easy peasy. Just go around with the sanding block and added some nice shape. So there you have it. Look at my edges. Do you see those edges? They are pretty thick, and you can see the different layers in them. And I'm going to show you a technique that I learned from another YouTuber, and it's called Yesama Schmear, which I'm sure all of you guys are watching Samantha's YouTube channel, which was my first polymer clay YouTube channel that I was watching, and she totally inspired me to pick up polymer clay and play with it. So thank you so much, Samantha. You're awesome. But that was her schmear. I'm pretty sure that's how she called it. So basically, you take a little bit of clay and you just go on the outside of the pendant, and you kind of squeeze it and smear it. And here I decided that, you know what, I have the ombre on the inside. I'm going to go ombre on the outside. So I used brown clay for the edges at the bottom, and then I moved on with the green, the little bit darker green, and then on top I'm going to finish off with the lighter green. But this is just such a soothing technique. You can just sit and watch TV and do it. It's just so satisfying. I absolutely love it. Now with that, you will have to bake it for another 20 minutes. And when you're done with that, you are ready to apply resin. Well, I'm going to play with some stuff in the resin. I'm going to make some pendants just with my resin with my boring resin. And then I have Dazzling diamonds from Stampin' Up, which is this really, really fine glitter. And because I love glitter, I was wondering how, I'm just going to give it a shot and see how that glitter is going to work with the pendant. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that glitter to the resin. I'm gonna give it a nice mix, and we'll see how that pendant is going to work out. I really wasn't sure about it because the clothes that I'm wearing are not like fancy clothes. They are more like outdoorsy clothes. So we'll see. But in my other container, I'm going to mix in some mica powder. Pearl mica powder is actually white luster mica powder. When you're mixing in mica powder into resin and you want to use it as the top for your pendant, you really have to watch your hand. You don't want to put too much mica powder in it because it really will change the color, and this one did. So I went in and I tried to add more resin to it, but I think that I still had way too much mica powder in it. So there is the glitter resin going in, and you guys will see it in just 1 second, and you're gonna decide if you like it or not. And then after the mica powder one is going to go on. And you can see the glitter here, and there is my mica powder. And look at that. Do you see how it's way too much of the mica powder in there? So I'm going in and I'm actually scraping some of it off because I didn't like it. It was just covering way too much of the pendant. So there you have it. You have this one has the glitter in it, and I'm not too fond of it. I think that particular glitter wasn't all that good. And there's the mica powder one, which I'm totally digging. I like the way that one came out. And there you have the other ones do not have anything else in the resin. And there you have them. Look how fun they came out. I love it. This one doesn't have any glittericious stuff in it. And there you have it. See, I think that it was just a bad choice of glitter. I think that's what the problem was. You have all those little pieces of blue and iridescent stuff going on. But the one with the mica powder, hey, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found this tutorial easy. And let me know if you're gonna give it a try, maybe with a different color this time though. um, thank you so much guys for joining me today. Until next time, ta-da.